Hello, beautiful people of the internet. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be talking about my favorite reads of 2020. So the first book I'm going to be talking about is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. This is the first book of the series, and I really have to say I love Sarah J. Maas's work. This is the first book I've ever read from Sarah J. Maas. I know, kind of shady, but I gotta say that the fae to human relationship that comes about in this, I really like it. I like how Feyre has to take care of her family even though her family does not very much care for her, mostly her older sister. I like the fact that she has to overcome this curse and try to figure it out so that she can help the rest of fae kind. So I think I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I'm currently reading the third book, A Court of Wings and Ruin, and I gotta say I really love it. So I'm very excited to talk about the second book, which is City of Heavenly Fire by Cassandra Clare. I have always been a Cassandra Clare fan. I loved the way that Cassie did her world building in this whole series, in this whole Shadowhunter world. I loved how if you just start any of her series, that you don't have to know about any of the other series to understand and love this world. So this is the last book of the Mortal Instruments series, and I gotta say that I was very happy with the ending. It always makes me cry, but I always wished that we got to see like a little bit more to like Simon and Izzy's world. Like I wish that they had another book coming out just with Simon and Izzy. But I'm very excited to read the Shadowhunters Academy, which is going to be on my list to read in 2021. But I gotta say I gave this 4 out of 5 stars, and I really loved it. Next book I'm going to be talking about is Midnight Sun by Stephenie Meyer. I was super excited when Stephenie Meyer a couple years ago was talking about making this, and when the first chapters got leaked, I was very upset to hear that she wasn't going to do it anymore. But when I heard she was coming out with this, I cried. I literally cried. But I was really happy to see more of Edward's perspective, even though it was a little bit creepy. But I mean, you kind of understand that from the first Twilight. But I just loved seeing more of his backstory. I love seeing the way he's always super protective of everybody in his family. I love the fact that he, like, you can see his hatred for himself. You can see the monster inside of him. But Bella truly still loves him. So I was very excited to see this, and I heard rumors that she's making more books in this series, and I cannot wait. I seriously can't wait. So the next book I'm going to be talking about is Clockwork Angel by Cassandra Clare, and I promise there's only one more Cassandra Clare book on this list. But Clockwork Angel, I loved the fact that Will, Tessa, and Jem's relationship is so complicated but also so sweet and amazing. I love how Will just loves Jem utterly and completely. I love that Tessa has to try to choose between Jem and Will. I love the fact that Tessa comes from America and has to go to London, and she is trying to find her brother. And I love the fact that Cassandra Clare made this complicated relationship so intriguing to read. Normally I'm not into the whole lovey-dovey like relationship type of books, but I always love Cassandra Clare's books because she doesn't make them so lovey-dovey, you know. But I just love the fact that Tessa has to try to choose between Jem and Will the entire 3 books. I like the fact that Tessa has to find out all these secrets about herself, and she's still this such kind and warm, loving person. It's a 5 out of 5 for me. I love this. 5 out of 5. So the next book I'm going to be talking about is Serpentine Duh by Shelby Mahurin. I love the concept of this. I love the witch and witch hunter vibes. I love the fact that you get this character named LaRue, and she is just so different from everybody else in this entire book. She's so outgoing. She's so different. The way she dresses, the way she talks, the way she does things. She knows she's a witch, but she does not use her powers in the beginning. And I love that she has to marry this guy named Reed, who is like, I can never say it right. It's a Chaucer, but I kind of understand him as more of like kind of a commander, kind of. That's what I kind of relate him with. But I love how she has to marry him, and she helps him find out more about himself, even though he has this secret love past that he wishes he could go back to. But I love this, and I cannot wait to read this. My next book and my last Cassandra Clare book on this list is The Red Scrolls of Magic by Cassandra Clare. I love that this is the first book of Magnus and Alec's adventures together, and I just gotta say that I love that they have to try to find this cult that supposedly Magnus found. I really love that, and I love that no matter what, Alec stuck by Magnus's side and tried to help him as much as he could, and that Magnus is this like hard shell of like a person, and like Alec is just slowly peeling that away. And I just loved seeing their relationship blossom more. And I cannot wait to read The Lost Book of the White. Alright, the last book on my list is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Now, I've got to say, this is probably my favorite read of 2020. I know everybody's saying it, but for me, it's honestly true. This is the first book I've read of V.E. Schwab's, and I never thought I would experience something like this. It's just true. The writing is just truly amazing, and you can see how much work V.E. Schwab put into this. I just love how it's a historical fiction. I just cannot get. I know I'm gonna be rereading it in 2021, but basically, Addie LaRue is from the 1800s, and she does not want to go through this marriage. She is not happy with her family. Back then, they had these gods that they would call upon to help them with the crops and help them with family. And so she calls upon the gods to help her get out of this marriage, but she calls upon the wrong god. And for the next couple centuries, she is trying to outsmart the god that made her this way. And I just love the backstory you get. I love how you go from modern time into past, and I cannot get enough of this book. This is a 5 out of 5 for me. Truly love, and I wish we were getting a second one, but I know we are not. Alright, well, that was my favorite reads of 2020. If you have any comments down below that you would like to let me know what I can improve on, or what you would like to see next from me, drop it down in the comments. Since you finished this video, go ahead and put a big ol' heart emoji down there. Doesn't matter what color. And I hope you beautiful have a great day. Bye!